Well, hello there, partners. This here is Shawn from the Rule Zero podcast. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Still Commander focused, but also we're just going to be cracking this here box because I do love box cracking, and I also love whip cracking and gun stacking, canyon flacking, lick lacking, tic tacking, all kinds of country stuff under the sun. Turns out when you walk the plains to old Thunder Junction, you get yourself a cowboy hat, and you also get a country parlance in which you can speak all kinds of wacky words. It don't really matter what you say, so get your shine pans out. We're gonna sift for gold. Yeehaw! Alright, well, good thing that we sent off old Country Shawn out to pasture, because I don't know if I can maintain that voice the whole time. I am serious, though, about wanting to look through this box with more of a commander-centric focus, looking for things to update my Hazezon Tamar Sand People Tribal deck. So, this particular set of boosters has all kinds of cool little things, wanted posters, desert lands, and we're going to get 2 different boxes of this over the next week or so. This is the first of 2, and we're going to be cracking them in hopes of just basically updating my entire desert deck, which never really felt like a flavorful win. It always just felt like good stuff, token tribal. And I'm hoping that this scorpion-filled desert wasteland here can save us a little bit. So we're going to go from the back to front because the front is where all the good stuff lay. And so we're just going to hide things a little bit, but try to move through things sort of quickly. Initially, you're going to get 3 commons in a pack. I just want to make sure that's there. So, awesome. Right off the bat, we already get a desert. It is not in the right colors. I'm sorry, we're actually going to get 4 commons, looks like. So, then, after that, I believe you get 3 or 4 uncommons. No, you get 3 uncommons. So, we got a Resilient Roadrunner, which is a hilarious pairing with the Wile E. Coyote card. And then we get these lands. So take a look at these lands. These lands are pretty cool, right? They've got the mana symbol kind of hidden, shiny inside. So that's ideal. I'm looking to update the deck, and so I want to update all the basic lands as well. And those are going to go great. Then we've got a couple uncommon, I believe, of the Prosperity newspaper cards. So these are, they're not everybody's cup of tea. Then we start getting to the rares. And I think we have 5 rare or mythic rare slots. We've got Rush of Dread here, a Spree card, Dead Before Sunrise, a Reanimate, cool one, and then our money slot is this last one right here before we get to this double-sided token. Didn't hit anything cool yet, but no worries. Because here in Thunder Junction, we believe in the heart of the cards. We got our dividend rods out, and we're going to saddle up and find something cool. Snakeskin Veil. Love that card in Commander, especially in +1/+1 counter decks. Guys are great in limited. Mine Raider. All right, now we're getting into the uncommons. Now, the uncommons we do want to find are like the Lava Scorch Boots, I believe they're called. That would be a cool hit. And there's a couple others. Sweet, beautiful land that we got there. All right. Back for more and murder. A big shiny murder. Oh, very cool. Very hot commander these days. Obeka, Splitter of Seconds. I did not get in early to buy a lot of the cards that go with her. So, unfortunately, we are all out of luck in that regard. And I noticed that the commons are up above the screen. And honestly, I think that's probably okay. But that's what the top row is, in case you're wondering. So we've got Pariah. Great card. And then we've got a Skullcrack and a Reanimate as far as like our bigger hits. We're looking for Mana Drain, obviously. I would love to get something like that. Or one of your trap cards. Those would be great. So for commons, just to get them out of the way, I haven't had a chance to look through a lot of these, but I will be playing a lot of this limited format. It does feel like it's going to be a great limited format. So here we go. Let's go with Binding Negotiation, Rustler, Rampage, Badlands Revival, and another beautiful Plains card. So right now we've already got our Naya Desert Lands. The Plains in particular is fairly stunning. And I know that y'all have probably seen this before, but just look at that thing shining. That is gorgeous. All right, next, Clear Shot. Tyrant Scorn. Oh, so good. Love this bird. I have a bird tribal deck, and I call it Bird Flu because it plays a lot of like pestilence, or not pestilence, but poison type effects. But yeah, it's a fantastic card. And there is a throwback to an older type of card. We got Heartless Conscription here. Now, this is a slot where you can get commander cards, and I guess that's what we've gotten before, and I just didn't realize it. But this third to last slot is a commander slot. So we've got the Tension Sphere. Not a great hit, right? Oh, but we got this cool wanted poster of Gissa. And we'll talk about one of the most insane looking faces of a Magic character on a card. Of course, she's wanted. Look at her. That's a cool hit because I do have some zombie decks that I could rebuild. She is quite powerful. And she can go on a future skeleton deck, which we're all hoping for one day. So we got commons, Lone Shark, Prickly Pear, a lot of pun action happening here in Thunder Junction. It's almost like it's a Disney World version of a cowboy western, but you know, I'm here for it. Ooh, beautiful swamp. And then we've got Ride Down, great limited card. Thornado, not a cool B movie, but actually pretty decent card with just cycling in limited. Oh my goodness. This is exactly what we wanted to hit. You know how many videos I've watched of box openings that did not hit a Sword of Wealth and Power? I think this is the most expensive like super fancy vault treatment card in the whole set. And we just got a vault treatment. I believe that's what that little round, this is a big score card, I believe. I don't know. Oh, and a memory vessel. A memory jar, but for red. Who can not use a second memory jar? Well, this has been a great pack. Tower Winder, classic commander card. Look at that thing. When it enters the battlefield, search your library for a graveyard for a card called Command Tower. Reveal it, put it in your hand. I believe this card is going to be quite the staple in Commander. You know, if you're in any kind of multicolored deck, why wouldn't you run that? And then we end up with Marchesa, the very, what do they say, controversial. Why is Queen Marchesa on this Cowboy Saloon plane? Who knows, huh? What are you going to do? Well, I guess I'll stand up for some of these. And then we'll just go with these 4 commons, which we have. Yay. Then we'll go over to look at our uncommons. We did not get our boots yet. We're looking for boots because I don't know if you are aware, there is a challenge where if you get Felix 5 boots, the crazy ooze that has a bunch of random limbs, you can equip him with 5 boots in a commander. Swiftfoot boots, Lava Spur boots, and also there's a couple others, but you know, 2 Skewer the Critics and a Blooming Marsh foil. Very cool. Anywho, Riku of Many Paths, another great commander card. Very excited about that. And then we've got Charred Grave Robber, another Pariah, and a Fearsome or Fortune Loyal Steed. Well, let's sit back down now. We're going to do this kind of willy-nilly. As I said, this is the first type of this bonus content that we're hoping to bring at Rule 0, and it's just an experiment. I tend to love box openings. Beautiful. That's what I'm looking for in that common slot, is I want deserts. I think those cards are going to see play long into the future as people continue to make desert decks here and there, and I love that they do a damage to a player when they enter the battlefield. That is a great mechanic in my opinion. All right. We've got Caught in the Crossfire, Magebane Lizard, and Servant of the Stinger. It's going to be quite the mess here. Oh, that island's pretty though, isn't it? Next up, Savage Smash. Fling, foil fling with a great skull on the front. I like that art quite a bit, actually. Then Rakdos joins up. When it enters the battlefield, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield with 2 additional counters on it, +1/+1 counters. So it's already a good reanimate, buffs up whatever it takes out. And whenever a legendary creature you control dies, Rakdos Join Up deals damage equal to that creature's power to target opponent. So, pretty fantastic modal card there. Now we've got another Blooming Marsh here, but this one is the full art land that shows off the train that runs through Thunder Junction. Speaking of deserts, talking about updating Yuma, or updating Hazezon rather, maybe Yuma is the one we want. What I'm looking for in particular, though, is his little plant friend. Ooh, a Mindslaver. I play this in my Zedru deck. I've talked about it on the podcast before. Crackle with power. Wonderful. All right, we'll go about halfway through here. So I'll try to speed up a little bit. We're already at 10 minutes going in, but hey, what's a little time spent with friends, huh? Common. If I get any cool commons, I'll go ahead and throw them into the viewfinder. But till then, we have these. And be honest, I haven't learned all of the uncommon cards, which you may have realized already. However, I do feel pretty confident in being able to tell you if I'm getting cards from my Hazezon deck, or if there's particular rares and things that I've heard people talking about. So we will highlight things as they come. I'm looking for the little cactus friend that goes with the, well, that's pretty cool. Molten Duplication. Create a token copy of a target artifact creature you control, except it's an artifact in addition to its other types. Gains haste until end of turn. So for 2 mana, again, it's sorcery speed, so it's not the best, but for just 2 mana, that's pretty powerful. And I'm down with that. I'm looking for the little cactus friend that goes with Yuma. I can't remember its name, but for me, that's the real cutie. I don't know about this loot guy. I hear that people are making plushies and such of loot, but I am all here for the little cactus man. That's what I want. And then we've got Jolene. Look at that art. That art's great. Amazing, huh? She's literally hitting somebody out of the boots while this insane snake horse sits in the background. I'm down with that. We can play that in Pauper Commander, perhaps. She could be a Pauper Commander. That is a format I do dabble in sometimes. So, we've got Terminal Agony, Buried in the Garden, Bristly Bill. This is a fun one. This was recently on a Commander Clash on MTG Goldfish episode, and Saffron Olive, I think, showed it off pretty well how powerful it can be. We've got Angel of Indemnity. It's kind of like a Sun Titan for that flies with lifelink. I'm down. Commandeer. Ooh, fun card in your more competitive formats. And this, my friends, is a beating in limited. So if people manage to get this out in limited, well, saddle up, get another game going. Good luck in your pre-release if you're facing off against that. We'll try to get this video up over the weekend, but I am not a professional video editor, if you couldn't tell. And let's see what we got here. Commons, we do not have anything super exciting. No deserts to speak of. Uncommons, we do have this cool Sandstorm Verge. Any deserts I'm looking in. So 1, comes in play untapped. I'm happy. 3, tap. Target creature can't block this turn. Activate only as a sorcery. Not bad value. I will play that for sure in a desert deck. Next we have Essence Capture, Heartless Pillage. Let's let the camera focus there a little bit. And a Swamp. My stuff's going all over the place. We've got Great Train Heist. Bruce Tarl, he's back. Lots of oxen running around, lock and load. Endless Detour. The owner of target spell, non-land permanent card in a graveyard puts it on the top or bottom of the library for a green, a white, and a blue. I do have a problem a little bit with these newspaper, this art. One, it looks like the card is actually like bent on the side, which I'm not a huge fan of. I was confused briefly. And then also, the mana symbols are so small, the frame doesn't give it away. So it's like, what am I really getting? Ooh, we've got a Decimate. Commander staple. Could definitely go in the old Cactus Jack deck. But you have to have enough targets to make it work. Which in Commander, usually not a problem. All right. Got us another desert. It's in the right colors. Happy to see it. I'm hoping that through opening all of these boxes, like the numbers work out pretty well to where we should be able to get most of what we need or find cards that we can trade if we need to. So to get the extras to completely refurbish Hazezon. Another Marchesa. One last job. Never is one last job, is it? It's usually, well, I guess it is like officially usually the last job. And we've got a Primal Command foil there in our special slot. We have 2 packs remaining. So I am so excited about the sword that we got. If we get Mana Drain or a trap or something, you know, that'll be butter on top. But I am not like, as in all gambling, you should always go in knowing that you could potentially lose your hat. And, you know, so I went into with this, like I had some extra cash. I'm not too worried about making money back. Just doing it for funsies and to share with you all here. Next up, we've got Tornado, Fierce Retribution, that cool cowboy art. Esoteric Duplicator, I believe that card is like sort of sought after. I'm not for sure. I have to look it up. But it seems like it's a very combo-friendly thing. Ooh, love it. Classic, oldie but goodie. I play a lot of white. Let me tell you, there's not many things in life I like better than a Grand Abolisher. Because your plans need to go off unhindered. We don't need any of these city slickers trying to mess with us. Ooh, a Contagion Engine. So we got a Mindslaver and a Contagion Engine. We're going back to Phyrexia, y'all. And then this cutie. What is this? Ornery Tumblewag. Okay. Sure, we'll read that later. Oh, here's a cool one. We got the token. If you get the kitty commander that's red-green that makes meteorites, she actually seems like a blast to play. That may be a deck that maybe we'll highlight later on if we get a chance. There's so many decks, though, y'all. So many decks. And if you ever want us to do one, send us one to rule0podcast@gmail.com. And we'll take a look, see if we can fit it in somewhere. All right. Last pack. So, Crom, Violent Cacophony. Next up, Doc Orlock, Grizzled Genius. Lashed by the Law. Sort of like a Oblivion Ringy type effect. Another beautiful mountain land. This one's a little harder to see. It took me a while to understand that the mana symbol was in the middle. But once you look at it well enough, you can see it shine. And the foil helps with that, I think. Humiliate. You fell on, whoop, look at that. Humiliated twice. Not that. Another round. Exile any number of creatures you control, then return them to the battlefield under the owner's control. Then repeat this process X more times. Expensive card, but in a blank deck, seems like this would be kind of nonsensical. All right. Hellspur Posse Boss. Speaking of spurs, we didn't get our Lava Spur boots. We were looking for that uncommon, but we did get this cool land. I am very excited. Look how the extended arts are what I was chasing after, honestly, for Commander cards. I think the extended art treatment is gorgeous, especially when you have these kind of landscapes. Look at that. I'm going to be so pleased to put that in the Hazezon deck or the human deck, whatever we do. We got Collective Defiance. And we're coming down to the final card. It is none other than this crazy Rhino. Hello, Rhino. How are you? Reach, trample. You can plot it out. All right. Well, appreciate y'all's time. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be opening another box probably here coming up in the middle of the week sometime. I'll get it on Monday. And until then, partners, I hope that you have a pleasant day on the range, and we will see you soon.